Hey, I'm Jonathan with Acoustic Sounds in Salina, Kansas, and today we're going to be going over the new releases for June 20th, 2025. New from Analogue Productions coming July 11th, Joan, Baez, Diamonds and Rust. And this is a 2LP 45 RPM 180 gram set pressed at Quality Record Pressings. It is mastered by Matthew Luthans at the Mastering Lab from a half-inch flat tape copy of the original tape, and this is going to be strictly limited to 2,000 numbered copies. First up from Mobile Fidelity, a new 2LP 45 RPM 180 gram pressing of Dreamboat Annie by Heart. And this is a limited numbered edition, sourced from the original quarter-inch 15 IPS Dolby A master tape to DSD 256 to analog console to lathe, and was pressed at Fidelity Record Pressings. And there will be an SACD of this title from Mobile Fidelity as well, with an arrival date yet to be determined. New from the Blue Note Classic Vinyl Series, Babyface Willette, Stop and Listen, and Freddie Roach, Down to Earth. And both of these were mastered by Kevin Gray from the original Analogue tapes and were pressed in Germany. New from Chesky, Larry Coryell, Body Assad, and John Abercrombie, 3 guitars. And this is the first time this album has been released on vinyl, and it is a 180 gram one-step pressing. New from Esoteric Decca, Felix Io performing the Vivaldi Four Seasons, as well as Ansermet conducting Mussorgsky and Ravel's Pictures at an Exhibition and Liszt's The Huns. And both of these are 180 gram pressings sourced from the original Analogue master tapes. Up for pre-order coming June 27th next week from the Analogue Productions Pablo series, 2 more titles. Blues for Two, Zoot Sims plus Joe Pass, as well as Joe Pass, Portraits of Duke Ellington. And both of these are mastered by Matthew Luthans at the Mastering Lab from the original Analogue master tapes and are plated and pressed at Quality Record Pressings on 180 gram vinyl. And then coming July 11th are 2 more titles from the Analogue Productions Atlantic 75 series. Genesis Abacab, mastered by Chris Bellman from the original Analogue tapes. And Yes, Close to the Edge, mastered by Kevin Gray at Coherent Audio from the original Analogue tapes. And both of these are 180 gram 45 RPM 2LP sets, plated and pressed at Quality Record Pressings, and there will be SACDs of these titles available with an arrival date yet to be announced. Coming July 18th from the Blue Note Classic Vinyl Series, Eddie Henderson, Heritage, and Donald Byrd, Stepping Into Tomorrow. And both of these are 180 gram pressings, mastered from the original master tapes by Kevin Gray at Coherent Audio. Coming August 1st from the Bluesville Acoustic Sound Series, Furry Lewis, Back on My Feet Again, and Memphis Slim and The Gate of Horn. And both of these are all analog mastered by Matthew Luthans at the Mastering Lab and are plated and pressed at Quality Record Pressings on 180 gram vinyl. And just announced from Mobile Fidelity with an arrival date yet to be announced, a limited numbered edition 2LP 33 RPM 180 gram pressing of Dangerous by Michael Jackson, as well as an SACD of this title. And then coming in August from The Lost Recordings, Cannonball Adderley, Live in Paris, 1969, and Berlin, 1972. And this is going to be a 180 gram double 33 1/3 RPM LP, limited to 3,000 hand-numbered copies, and is mastered from the original Analogue master tapes by Kevin Gray at Coherent Audio. In the Vinyl Vault this week, we wanted to highlight a couple of the bundles we have available, the Mercury Living Presence and the RCA Living Stereo bundles. And these are 20-piece groupings that contain random selections from throughout the catalog. And in the early days of hi-fi, these titles were highly sought after. They are the iconic recordings of many famous classical pieces, and there's a reason that labels like Chesky, Classic Records, and Analogue Productions chose to reissue these titles. And especially in the early days of Acoustic Sounds, it was really hard to keep these in stock. They were flying off the shelves. But in addition to these bundles, we have so many others available, organized by composer, by instrument. Some of them are string quartets, symphonies, 20-piece, 5-piece, organized by label. And this also includes our most popular bundle, the Classical Miscellaneous 20-piece Grab Bag. And as the name suggests, this has all of the above. Random labels, random composers, all across the spectrum, and there are no duplicates in any of these bundles. And here at Acoustic Sounds, we have more records than time to list them, so these are priced to sell. And the condition of the titles in these bundles are going to range from VG to mint minus. We quickly inspect each one to make sure you're not getting a broken record, but these may not be mint. So if any of these bundles sound like something you would be interested in, we will have a link to all of them in the description below. Other titles in this week, from A&M, Keisha Cole, The Way It Is. From Alligator, DK Harrell, Talkin' Heavy, a limited edition on translucent blue vinyl. From Anti, Fleet Foxes, Shore, a double LP with an etched D-side. From Blue Note, Joshua Redman, Words Fall Short. From Chrysalis, Steve Harley and Cockney Rebel, The Best Years of Our Lives, a 50th anniversary 180-gram half-speed remastered edition. From Columbia, Haim, I Quit, a limited edition on metallic silver vinyl. From Fantasy, Government Mule, Revolution Come, Revolution Go, a limited edition on Tiger's Eye colored vinyl. Couple of titles from Friday Music, Warren Zevon, The Wind, on Coral vinyl, and Ringo Starr, Live at Soundstage on Burgundy Swirl vinyl. From Legacy, various artists, Y2K25, the music that made the millennium. From MPS, the Oscar Peterson Trio, Travelin' On, exclusively for My Friends Volume 6. From Omnivore, Christopher Cross's self-titled album, an expanded remastered edition, mastered and restored by Bernie Grunman and Michael Graves. From Parlophone, Gorillaz, Tomorrow Comes Today, a limited edition 12-inch EP on white and blue color-in-color vinyl. From RAS, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, Rave Gizzard, Live, a 3LP set on hypnotic splatter vinyl limited to 1,000 copies. From Sony Music Nashville, Lucas Nelson, American Romance, on black and white split-colored vinyl. And from Watchhouse, James McMurdy, The Black Dog and the Wandering Boy. Well, that's going to wrap up the new releases here at Acoustic Sounds for June 20th, 2025. As always, everything you saw in the video today will be available on our website via links in the description below. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel, the email newsletter in the footer of our website. We recommend both to stay the most up to date. And follow us on any social media platforms you use. We'll see you next week.
Please like and subscribe for more audiophile content.